Breanna Stewart sees the light. Oh, really? Let me ask you a question real quick, family. If Breanna Stewart sees the light, why does everything sound like the tunnel just got darker? Because optimism is cheap. And right now, the players' math ain't mathing, the messaging is way off, and the momentum that's going in the other direction. Hey, family, this is Rayster. Like, comment, and subscribe. We keep it honest over here. Now, let's talk about what's really happening in these WNBA CBA negotiations. Now, according to Front Office Sports, Breanna Stewart was asked if she sees a light at the end of the tunnel. And her answer was, I feel like kind of, I'm just starting to see it. Kind of, just starting. It's not confidence. That's hope. That's high apple pie in the sky hopes. Because when you listen to the rest of the league, the message is clear. No 30% gross revenue share, no $10.5 million cap, no deal. That's not negotiation, that's an ultimatum. Now let's bring in ESPN. Paige Becker said this to them. There are some things we won't budge on. Oh, really? Chelsea Gray. There are compromises, but there's a standard that we won't go below. Now, to be honest, it sounds reasonable. But if your standard is untouchable and your numbers don't match reality, that's not strategy, that's denial. And according to league projections, the union's proposal would cost the owners $700 million over the life of the deal. That's nearly 3 times what the league lost in 30 years. Then plus when you add the charter flights, they lost over 40 million in 2024 alone. So from an owner's perspective, this proposal by the players isn't serious. That's why they responded with silence. And silence is communication. Now let's read between the lines, right? When you take a listen or when you take a look at the WNBA PA statement, right? They say the owners are undervaluing players. They're running out the clock. That's not bridge building. That's escalation. And then when you add the hourglass picture, that's theatrics. And theatrics only work if you control the narrative, if you control public opinion, you control leverage. And right now, the union controls none of it. Fans like the deal. Former players like Rebecca Lobo, she said the deal is pretty good. She says it's a great deal. And Lexi Brown, you already know how she feels. She like, take the damn deal. And why? The reason why she says take the deal is because it multiplies salaries 4 to 9 times what they're getting paid right now. And that matters, right? And then we take a look at Natasha Cloud and what she said on a podcast. She said that Unrivaled could keep players going. Or is that right? We can stay here and train. We can play. We can put on another season. Now, that sounds all right. That sounds cool. But let me ask you a question, Tasha. Who's paying for it? Unrivaled lost money last year. So who covers the housing, the salaries, insurance, travel, operations? Is there a budget for that? Did Breanna and Nafisa plan for that? Sweetheart, Unrivaled is not leverage. You're living in a fantasy world. And worse, alternative leagues, they weaken antitrust arguments. Because if players can play in other leagues, they can play elsewhere, the WNBA isn't a monopoly. No monopoly, no nuclear lawsuit. Ironically, letting the players play in Unrivaled, that helped the owners. That's what I call chess. Now, let's be real, right? When you talk about strike versus lockout, it's the same result, but it just have a different label. If the players strike, there's no pay, no benefits, no free agency, no expansion draft. Mid-tier players, they get crushed. Stars survive. Asia Wilson, fine. CC Wine, CC, I call it CC Winers. I love gospel. CC, Caitlin Clark, she's straight. She's gonna be straight. Andrew Reese, oh, she definitely gonna be straight. She making movies, doing reality TV. I mean, she's doing all kind of stuff. And the middle class, Just like in America, cooked. If the owners lock out, league freezes, there's no business, no gains. But guess what? They planned for that. They've been here before. Owners, they can lose money longer than players can lose time. Careers are short, momentum is fragile, cash flow matters. History proves that. Now, the nuclear option, why would that fail? In the NFL and NBA, unions decertified in order for them to file their antitrust lawsuits. And they won those battles. But this isn't the NBA. This is the WNBA. They got overseas leagues. They got Unrivaled. They got Athletes Unlimited. They got Project B. And the court's going to only ask one question. Does the league control the market? And the answer is no. No control, no case, no leverage, right? There's no path to victory for them. Not in the courts. So did Breanna really see the light? Yeah, she saw something. She's seeing something. And I'm going to tell you what she's seeing. She sees player fractures. She sees public opinion shifting, owners staying quiet, and math not working. Optimism isn't strategy. Hope isn't leverage. Good vibes, that doesn't pay rent. Unless the union softens their rhetoric, adjusts their demands, and understands power, nothing is close. And this isn't just about money anymore. It's about realism. When the messaging doesn't equal reality, when demands don't equal revenue, when leverage is misunderstood, deals don't get done. They collapse. And from the owner's view, they already got a plan B. New schedule released, WNBA Europe talks. The league is pivoting. They prepared for the worst. So if the players go nuclear, who survives? Most players are free agents. Strike too long. There's no guarantees they come back. It's not. This is a racer. I said what I said and I stand on it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Be blessed.